Thank you very much. I was outside working on some notes, but I heard this group in here playing. I thought they were playing jazz, but it sounded a little bit like blues. And so I had to come on in because I really like blues music, and they're just extraordinary. So I'm delighted that you're here, and I want to thank a number of people and units, the Department of English, Modern Languages, Mass Communication, and the T. Marshall Jones series. We've had a number of people to travel a lot of distances to impart their knowledge to our students. And this occasion is significant. It's not only significant to Albany State University, and one of the things I enjoy most about our campus is that we bring a lot of things to Albany, Georgia, and Southwest Georgia. So it's not just Albany State. And this poetic form of expression is something that we need to engage deeply and fully, and we've done that for a long period of time. So I really do applaud the people who bring this sort of sensitivity and excellence and quality to our region, not just to Albany State University. The other thing I think that happens, and one of the things I really enjoy seeing our students grow and develop, is for them to master public speaking, to master the ability to be very confident in groups, because they can't get through life without speaking. They can't get through life without being very secure in what they do. And so this helps us tremendously in that effort. Last year we had the privilege of having Amir Baraka, and he gave an inspirational message of hope to this group. And he challenged our students to be more socially, politically engaged, to be plugged into our community. I cannot imagine a time in American history where that is more necessary. There were times when laws were codified, customs, practices were very exclusionary. There's nothing apparent to a lot of people now. But there's some tough issues in our community right now that our students need to be thoughtful, smart, engaged, and politically connected to make a difference. So I want them to begin to think about this as we have these festivals. And Gandhi once said, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." Amir Baraka was that change. He was that kind of human being who did that. Maya Angelou, who passed away, personified the words of Gandhi. My wife, who's a graduate of Wake Forest University, took a course from Maya Angelou, and she says that she went to Wake Forest just with that in mind. And Maya Angelou encouraged her to study in West Africa. And also, when her parents were reluctant, she called her parents and said, this is something she must do. So people like this woman, Baraka, and those that we have here impact the lives of students for a period of time that's never ending. So I want to really thank you for what you do. This is something very special to our students, our participants, our faculty, and our staff. I want to congratulate the committee for making this possible. This is an event that is very successful, and we have brought the literary world to Albany State University, so I'm anxious for us to participate fully, and to strengthen what we do for the fabric of this campus. If there's one thing I desire for our campus, is to have such events where we bring the range of things to students who are becoming. They're becoming from age 18 to 22, and they're undergraduate, and they're looking for a way to find their place in life in this nation, and indeed in this world. These are the kinds of things that give them the sort of inspiration and the sort of guidance that they need. So thank you for what you do, and welcome.
A major part of what we do at Albany State University is to continue an ongoing conversation. This year, we've experienced many losses in the literary world. Amir Baraka, whose last public performance was here last year, and then also in May, Dr. Maya Angelou passed. And so today, as part of our opening of this, our 8th annual ASU Poetry Festival, we want to dedicate a major portion of what we are doing during these next 2 days to a lasting legacy that she left with us, and also that Amir Baraka left with us as well. So we have some wonderful gifts Eugene Redmond, the poet laureate of St. Louis, wrote a poem specifically for Albany State University and this commemorative moment that we are experiencing now. And everyone should have a copy of that. It's a photo poem. If you don't have a copy, there are some available still up here on the table. So we want to share that with you. I don't want to read it personally. You can read that on your own. And notice the photographs in the back. There are a lot of conversations that are happening even in the photographs. In addition to that, we have a piece that was sent to us from Wuhan, China. Dr. Jerry Ward shared a statement that he wants me to share with you all. He says, "There is a language in silence you must use in communing with the living, the dying, and the dead. Time ordains that you deal with the gravity and brevity of manifest being. Humility demands that you accept legacies from world spirits with grace and respect. Time appropriates words from Amiri Baraka's 1987 eulogy for James Baldwin, forcing out of the mouth the intelligence of our transcendence and forbidding you to traffic with bad faith in retelling old lies or making up new ones, or shaping yet another black life to fit the great white stomach which yet rules and tries to digest the world. Time and Baraka ignore your reluctance to speak and the dread in your saying the world is not white but pale, brown, pink. You have no choice but to close your eyes, open your mind, and let your fingers play respect to Marguerite Ann Johnson. Baraka smiles at you wisely and says, I know your parents reared you to stay more in the tradition than that. Your mind backflips to an iconic photograph of two people dancing on a marker for Langston Hughes at the Schomburg Research Center. That is your clue. Speak of Maya Angelou, Tony K. Bambara, Alvin Albert, Lorenzo Thomas, Audre Lorde, Tom Dent, John Oliver, Grace Killens, Margaret Walker, Wanda Coleman, Albert Murray, Luis Reyes, and others nod approval. They give you the gravity of words from which comes the grief and its resolution. The heart that does not belong to your body pumps words. You walk in the rivers of glass from Paul Laurence Dunbar's sympathy. You feel like Maya Angelou while the caged bird sings, why inevitably the bird flings its spirit into the limitless cosmos. You regret the myopia of the New York Times headline that begins, lyrical witness of the Jim Crow South, balderdash, there is a Jim Crow North, West, East, a Jim Crow Earth. Maya Angelou was the phenomenal woman she said she was. Birth in St. Louis, Missouri, and death in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, did secure her temporal being, along with Anna Julia Cooper and Ida B. Wells, a woman of the South. But Maya Angelou's fluent command of languages and her extensive work as dancer, poet, actress, writer, filmmaker, and director, civil rights and human rights activist, singer, conscious of the grace that ought to obtain in earthly life, all of this made her more than a mere witness to universal lynchings and human wantonness. She had a more powerful vision. She was the authority and author, what all of us are existentially obligated to witness, existentially designed to do. As her friend and brother Eugene Redmond might put it, we must excavate a heavy load and lessen ourselves in the lore she created. At this moment, it is sufficient that you know Maya Angelou touched the world with her brave and radiant spirit. Documentation of her life in biographies, bibliographies, critiques, memorials, and writings, seasoned with womanist theorizing, is matter for a later moment. At this moment, ours is the work of spiritual renewal and creativity. Maya Angelou has done, she's gone, her blood breath beating through the dark green places, Audre Lorde to Marie in flight, return to the language of silence, and find peace in its embrace. Jerry Ward, Distinguished Professor, Wuhan, China. Today we have another wonderful group that's going to help us celebrate what Dr. Angelou has left with us. We have from Radium Springs Middle School, the Unparalleled Players, who are going to perform some poems in celebration of Dr. Angelou.
Tiny Tommy tiptoed to the top.
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 Red leather, yellow leather.
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 You know New York, you need New York, you know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York, you know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York, you know you need unique New York.
You know New York, you need New York. You know you need unique New York.
Zany zebra zip throughout the zoo.
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 Bitty batter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, and she put the better butter in the bitter batter, and it made the bitter batter better.
Bitty batter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So she bought some better butter, and she put the better butter in the bitter batter, and it made the bitter batter better.
Woodchuck.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck all the wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
He's sophisticated.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck all the wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Let's go country.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck all the wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Give me a little rap.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck all the wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Chicken.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
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 I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
Baby style.
Baby style.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
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 I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
One more time.
That was
That was
I said a boom, chicka boom.
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 I said a boom, chicka ropa, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka ropa, chicka boom.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
Mustard style.
Mustard style.
I said a room, chicka room.
I said a ring, chicka ring.
I said a room, chicka room.
I said a room, chicka ring.
I said a room, chicka rocka, chicka room.
I said a room, chicka rocka, chicka room.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
Jenna
But he was clever. The time was, someone wanted more than just cleverness. He wanted wisdom. So he walked all the way over to the Sky God's house and asked him to give him some. The Sky God told him, it's not that simple. To get wisdom, you have to earn it. How, asked Zomo? You must do 3 possible things. First, bring me scales of big fish. Second, bring me milk of wild cow. And third, bring me tooth of leopard. I'll try, said Zomo, and he ran all the way to the edge of the sea. There he began to play his drum. And he played so loudly that it woke up Big Fish. The Big Fish jumped on the land, and she was just dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing, and all the scales fell off. So she hopped back in the sea, and quickly Zomo scooped up the scales and ran all the way to the forest. Then he climbed up a tree. And he was just looking, and then he seen Wild Cow. Ha 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 ha, you're not so big and you're not so strong. Who's that laughing at me? He said Wild Cow. It's me, Zomo Rabbit. Why, you know what? I think you can't even do that. I think you're not strong enough to knock down this tree. Then Wild Cow got so angry she ran straight for the tree, knocked it down. But she got stuck. So Zomo jumped out the tree, turned his drum upside down, and filled it with milk. Then he ran all the way to the top of the hill. There, he sprinkled some scales, spilled some milk, and went all the way to the bottom of the hill and hid behind a rock. Then came mean old leopard, and he was just walking and walking and walking and walking. And he slipped, rolled all the way over, and hit his head on the rock. Out popped the tooth, and up jumped Zomo and caught him. Then he ran all the way back to the Sky God's house. Zomo, you are clever enough to do 3 possible things. Now I'll give you wisdom. Little rabbit, there are 3 things in this world worth having: courage, good sense, and caution. Zomo, you have lots of courage, a bit of good sense, but no caution. So next time you see big fish, wild cow, or leopard, you better run fast. Now Zomo the rabbit still wasn't big, and Zomo the rabbit still wasn't strong, but now he was wise, and he could run very, very fast.
Because we have forgotten our ancestors, our children no longer get some.
Because we have lost the path our ancestors cleared, kneeling in perilous undergrowth, our children cannot find their way.
Because we have banished the God of our ancestors, our children cannot pray.
Because the old wails of our ancestors have faded beyond our hearing, our children cannot hear us crying.
Because we have abandoned our wisdom of mother and father, our beloved children give birth to children. They neither want nor understand.
Because we have forgotten how to love, the adversary is within our gates and holds us up to the mirror of the world shadow, regarding us.
Therefore, we pledge to bind ourselves to one another, to embrace our lowliness, to keep company with our loneliness, to educate our illiterate, to feed our starving, to clothe our rag, to do all good things, knowing that we
more
are,
than our brothers and sisters.
that we are more than keepers of our brothers and sisters. We are our brothers and sisters.
In honor of those who toiled and implored God with golden tongues, and in gratitude to the same God who brought us out of hopeless desolation, we make this pledge.
Good morning. Good morning. I will be performing a monologue called Homeless. I live in a box. I'm not talking metaphorically or poetically. I literally live in a box. A cardboard box that used to have someone's refrigerator in it. You don't believe me? I can see it in your face. You're thinking, yeah, right. The boy uses 3-syllable words. He does not live in a box. But I do. I have now for almost a year. I haven't been to school once in 12 months. Basically, I'm a trying. More importantly, I'm starving. I can't remember the last true meal I've had. Actually, that's a lie. I know what and when and where it was. I think about it a lot. The smells, the taste. It was the night before our house burned down. Mom had cooked roast and mashed potatoes and the little peas that burst open when you chew them. Ooh, and the hot rolls. I at least ate 3 with butter. I could tell that Mom had been really trying because up until then, we probably had macaroni and cheese 3 or 4 nights in a row. Bills were piling up. I guess that's why the house insurance hadn't been paid. With no family and no friends to turn to, we hit the streets. And we've been living on them ever since. Eating out of garbage cans, living off of other people's trash. It's a disgusting way of life. There's no way I could go to school. I only have one outfit to my name. And it hasn't been washed in a long, long time. Unless you count standing out in the downpour, letting it soak you through. I don't. So maybe now you believe me, thinking that this kid is really telling the truth. But what about the words? The impressive words that seem to flow throughout my mouth. It's simple, really. There's not much to do in a cardboard box. Not much at all. And people don't seem to throw out best-selling novels. For some reason, though, they do seem to throw out dictionaries. I've got 3. And believe it or not, I've been reading through them every day. I'm up to letter I. Ironic, isn't it, that a kid in a cardboard box could be intelligent? Problem is, most people rather I just be invisible.
No matter how you look at it, there's sorrow that you serve. If you make a wrong turn, circle back. If something is your way, move around it. Set aside some quiet time to relax and reflect every day. Appreciate art, it's all around you. Make wishes on a nighttime sky. Thank you for listening. We hope you remember. We know this is a lot for you to think about. We're excited to go into the world with what you have learned. There's only one you in this great big world.
pose. How about a little jig?
Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Hey, James.
Yeah?
Are you ready?
For what?
To jig.
Do what?
Gigolo.
Well, I got my hands up on my feet down low. This is how I jig.
He got his hands up on his feet down low, and this is how he jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Hey, Marcus.
Yeah?
Are you ready?
For what?
To jig.
What?
Gigolo.
Well, I got my hands up on my feet down low. This is how I do.
He got his hands up on his feet down low, and this is how he jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Hey, Sierra.
Yeah?
Are you ready?
For what?
To jig.
Jig what?
Gigolo.
Well, I got my hands up on my feet down low, and this is how I
She
jiggle.
got her hands up on her feet down low, and this is how she jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Hey, Devon.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
For what?
To jig.
Jig what?
Gigolo.
Well, I got my hands up on my feet down low, and this is how I jiggle.
He got his hands up on his feet down low, and this is how he jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Are you ready? To jig.
Jig what?
Gigolo.
Well, I got my hands up on my feet down low, and this is the way.
She got her hands up on her feet down low, and this is the way she jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Are you ready? To jig. Gigolo.
Hands up on my feet down low, and this is how we jiggle up.
Hands up on her feet down low, and this is how she jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Hey, you. Are you ready? To jig. Gigolo.
I got my hands up on my feet down low. This is how I jiggle
She got
up.
her hands up on her feet down low, and this is how she jiggle up. Jig, hello, jig, jig, hello, jig, hello, jig, jig, hello. Hey, everybody. Are you ready? To jig. Gigolo. Well, we got our hands up on our feet down low, and this is how we jiggle up. And this is how we jiggle up. We are the 2014-2015 overall players.
Who are you?
We are the 2000.
My name is Sierra, my nickname is CC, and I get it from Z. My name is Elizabeth, my nickname is Libby, and I get it from Z. My name is Shalise, my nickname is Skinny Legs, and I get it from the overall players.
My name is Leah, my nickname is Lee Booty, and I get it from Z.
My name is Jalen, my nickname is Bunny, and I get it from the overall players.
My name's Javon. My nickname is Pooh Bear, and I get it from these people.
My name is James, my nickname is Grumpy Smurf, and I get it from my Smurf.
My name is Leandra, my nickname is Tutufoot, and I get it from Cole Haywood.
My name is Layla, my nickname is Chipmunk, and I get it from these people.
My name is Naraya, my nickname is Cookie, and I get it from Javon.
My name is Tiana, my nickname is C-Rex, and I also get it from Javon.
My name is Marcus. My nickname is Kara, and I get it from the overall players.
And we are the
2014-2015 overall players.
YBAM is going to be performing for us in a few minutes. In addition to that, we have a series of discussion circles that are happening today at 12:30. Frank X. Walker will be meeting with Cam on the other side of campus, talk about male empowerment and leadership. And then we have here at 2 o'clock, Nikki Finney will be leading a discussion on self-love and empowerment and self-acceptance. And at 6:30 tonight, we have Nikki Finney and Frank Walker here in the ballroom doing a reading at 6:30 tonight. So please stay around. There are some evaluations I want to pass out to get some feedback because we want to continue to make this better and better every year, okay? Thank you all for coming out, and stay around for YBAM.
Hello everyone, my name is Lindsay Lunsford. I'm joined up here today by fellow YBAM artists. We traveled from Tuskegee, Alabama to be here, and we're so happy and thankful to be here today. We've heard a lot of different showcases of spoken word, spoken art, and one of the clearest forms and like one of the most spiritual connected forms we feel of spoken word is impromptu, so just come in freestyle. So that's what our showcase is going to be about today. Just to give you a little background on YBAM. YBAM stands for the Young Black Artist Movement. That's young with the E. Our patron is Sammy Young Jr. He was the first black college student to die in the Black Liberation Movement, 1966, in Tuskegee, Alabama. So we pay homage to Sammy Young by keeping alive his vision, which was artistry, going out into your community and really making a difference. So I myself founded YBAM in 2011 along with 2 other students, Shaquila Sanders and Omari Hossein, and we founded YBAM because we saw a need for the arts at our school. It began to be really focused on like STEM education, and it lost its STEAM, or the A was dropped from STEM, which is the arts. And so we created a space where we could project ourselves and basically give ourselves a stage. And our slogan is artistry to inspire activism. So I'll let Nikki Golat, the president of YBAM, give you some background on what we're about to do for you today, and we'll get started.
All right, as Lindsay said, my name is Nikki Golat, current president of YBAM, the Young Black Artist Movement. What we're going to be doing for you today is a version of an improv game called Story, Story, Die. The object of this game is to possibly start off a story or a scenario, and each one of us will pass the story on to the next person, so we have one functional story. So if I start off saying, or if someone gives me the topic, you're going to the grocery store, I'll say, one day I walked into the grocery store and I saw, I'll snap, it'll pass down to Kiwi, and she will finish my story with,
and I saw bananas that were talking to me, and then they said,
how many bananas are we?
And then it'll continue like that. But instead of us necessarily telling a story, we're going to start off with maybe either a free verse or it may end up rhyming. We're going to have some kind of poetic flow to what we're doing. Not sure how it's going to play out. That's just kind of up to where we go with it. But our topics are up to you guys. So in the spirit of call and response, so everybody, when I say call, you say response. Call. Response. A little bit liver than that. Call. Response. That's better. So, since we're going to be doing a little bit of a call and response here, and we want some audience participation, our poem and our topic comes from you guys. So I want, we're going to do 3 different rounds of this, so I need one person to give me a word right now. Labor pains?
labor pains.
Labor pains.
All right.
All right.
Which side are we starting on?
Myron, why don't you start us off with labor pains?
I don't think that's my forte.
All right, Nikki.
All right, so I'm going to start us off talking about labor pains. Thanks for that one. Great. All right. Lying on clean sheets, or at least I hope they're clean. I can't tell anymore. There's so much blood coming out of me. I can't understand why this pain, why this love all at the same time. I'm giving my all for what's inside me, what's about to be birthed into the world. I can't understand this feeling. Why can't I feel my legs? My back hurts, my chest hurts, but I'm lying here. Everything becomes calm and slow.
My thighs, I swear I should have asked for medication. There was something in my womb that means more to me than the life that I have, but
I gave birth to a black god on a Sunday evening. I gave birth to a black god. You know nothing of labor pains. The earth quaked and I made sure everything shook from ground. I screamed out Allah, Jah, gods of names that I have never known, but I gave birth to a black god on a Sunday
evening. This child will grow to be the man, the king that is going to rule over, to take out all of this political disruption and all of the political corruption. This child will be a black god. This child will live for himself and for himself only and for those that he loves. And he will be the redemption for my labor pains.
The labor pains which kept me up all night, all day, all night, 23 hours, screaming and crying. But I'd give it all and do it all again just to see the smile on my young black god's face. He smiles up at me, and I feel like I am his God. He loves me like I am his God. I am his mother. I have birthed this young God into the world to rise up and take his place on his
throne. Beauty is pain. I brought beauty into this world. Beauty so misunderstood, so painful. Beauty I brought into this world.
Labor pains, the cousin to death. Can you tell me the difference? Do you remember being born? From which world previous were you torn? and you were brought to this world, and we scream new world order, but we all wait for you like Hannibal do we bow. Look to you now, you are our greatest possibility, the future, these children we bring, labor pains, it's nothing. Take your throne.
Labor pains. The labor pains that I took to create this will be nothing compared to the labor that he will do. The pains of the labor of holding the world on his shoulders and making a way for those who don't have one. He will be strong, he will be a man, he will be stronger than any man that has ever lived because of his labor pains.
The pain shared by his father and by his mother just so he can be. He is a part of me, he is a part of we. Hopefully one day I will birth a she so that she can have these labor pains.
Every scream, every tear, every cry will be worth it because my labor pains will bring labor to this nation. He is my labor. I went through pain so that he could give us labor.
Labor pain, a term so redundant, is work not meant to be hard. Soil, we sweat, we toil, the work of the earth. Can you ask a slave what labor pain is? Drop a baby in a cotton field, put it on your back, and do it all before your master ever dropped a snack. And I say, labor pains, and you look at me, the woman that could birth a nation, a man with shoulders so broad, and he came from me, and you wonder, labor pains? I asked Shaquille mama, like, labor pains?
The labor pains taken to create this child who will become the black God that he will be. He is not a black God on his own, but is through the labor pains of all of the women and all of the children that they have born. The black woman that creates a nation through her labor pains, and through the pains of the labor of those children, they will make the nation stronger and stronger until the world is covered in this nation.
Y'all can clap, it's whatever. Oh.
All right, next up, we're gonna do 2 more rounds of this. Two more words, one more. Okay, pause. Not doing this again. Are we gonna go with cherries?
Charity.
Oh, okay, charity.
Charity.
I keep hearing airline, like,
Yeah, I heard airline
food
too. We're gonna go with charity. I thought you said cherries, and I got a little scared because we had an incident with that last night. She kept saying blueberries.
I thought someone would guess blueberries.
No.
Our next word is not gonna be blueberries. But anyway, kiwi. Let's just start us off.
All right. Sweet charity, on the streets of this disparity, I stretch out my hand to you because you are my fellow man. I stretch out my hand to you, hoping that you understand that all I want from you is charity, nothing else, nothing more. Hoping that you will step through this door with me.
Haiti, Ebola, black girl, black boy, come here. Let me give you charity. That's what I'm supposed to do. My name is America. Don't you see my red, white, and my baby blue? Black boy, black girl, Ebola, AIDS, come here. Let me give you my charity.
It's ironic that the charity of the Cherokee is what allowed a white man to come in, stay strong, and say, beware of me. Be wary when you're walking through those streets, because the charity that is given to you might not always be what you need.
The charity is not the chair I need. It's not a place for me to sit down and rest my feet or rest my head or rest my mind. This charity is something that's always on my mind, something I never looked and never wanted to find. I don't need your help. I don't need your love. I don't need your charity. But since you think I need this charity, then give me what I need. Give me a home so I can stay. Give me a place where I can lay my head down and rest my mind and rest my back from all this labor, all this work that you are forcing me to do to earn your charity.
Sometimes all I want is a little bit of charity, but then I look at your face and the smile on it, and I wonder if your heart is in the right place.
If I had a little love, I can make it. But all I got is charity. I got it up to here with charity, you see, SNAP, EBT, TANF, Section 8, and a whole lot of other forms I had to fill out so I can make sure me and my babies ate today. I swear if I had a little love, I could make it. But all I get is charity. Bread basket, wait in line, social security card, fill out that line, cross that T, dot that I. You can read, right, girl? You want this charity, right? If I had a little love, but all I got is charity.
So apparently, it must be charity when the 47% work for the little that they can get. A black mother who works 3 jobs for her 3 children, takes care of them from birth up until they become 18, and they must go out into the world and work their own selves. Not able to go to college because more money is needed. Go straight to work. Doing everything that they can, they still need food stamps, and every single time they go to that line, it's another white person saying, look at these people going in for some charity.
A charity is not necessarily a place where you put your money. My hand is not out for money, my hand is out for help. Help me. You hear my screams, you hear my cries. Don't just hand me a nickel or a dime. This cup is not just for your change. I want a change in my own life. Show me some love. Fill my cup. Let my cup runneth over with your love, not just your money, which you're calling charity.
Help me. I just want you to help me, not because you feel like you have to, but because you want to. And you call it charity, yet you look at me like you have to, instead of like you want to. I mean, I know you want to do things for your community and that you want to help us. But when you look at me and you're handing me charity, I'm not so sure.
Stop. I won't use that word. I swear I'm not gonna say it. If I hear it one more time, I'm gonna come up out of myself. Like scream, yell, and walk right up out of my skin and be someone else. Like pick a choice, pick a color, pick a shade that was destined to win. Because if I hear that C word one more time, and I'm not talking about cancer, I'm talking about what Hova said. He said, my presence is charity. Oops, I used that word. He said my presence is charity. That means I'm flossing, I'm so bright, I'm shining. If I roll through your hood, I'll make it better just by being there. So, yeah, my presence is charity.
If your presence is charity, then why is it that while we are standing on the street sides, so hungry that you're riding around in the chariot? Drawn by 2 horses, looking over and waving at us like we're just the peasants and you're the king or the god and we must worship you in order to get a peace. But I don't want that. I want that 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 8 in the King James Bible charity, the one that in the New International Version translates to love. That is what I want. That is what I need. Not your charity, but your love and your respect.
Seeing you rolling down the streets in your chariot drawn by the 2 horses, these 2 horsemen of 4 that are riding over my head, dropping their nickels and their dimes into my cup, calling it charity, hoping that you will spare me from these nickels and these dimes. I can't hear all this change and the crinkle of dollars fall into my feet. I don't want this. This is not what I'm here for. I don't stand to be knocked down just so you can throw me more dollars and say, here, you need this. You deserve this, right? No. And that is why to this day I curse my mother for naming me Charity.
Can somebody give us a 3rd word?
Ooh, unemployment.
Unemployment, and there's love.
And there's voting.
I'd rather talk about not having a job. Let's keep it real.
Let's go.
Okay. Bet you didn't know this. Unemployment and inflation are diametrically opposed. That means when one goes up, one goes down. When one goes up, one goes down. So you mean to tell me you have it calculated just how many people are going to get that pink slip in the morning? You mean to tell me every day my milk goes up, another man gets kicked off the truck? You mean to tell me I don't got no job, so I don't got no work experience, so my odds of getting into college are dropping every day, but the body count gets higher, and you want to tell me I'm fired? Unemployment.
Unemployment. They wonder why it is that so many black men are in jail or dead because of unemployment. You won't give me a job, so I went and got my own. And I sold, I made my money. And then you said, no, you can't do that. We don't want you to sell that. And so you put me in prison. So when I came out, I tried to go the legitimate route. But then you said, oh no, you have a felony. Now you really can't work here. What is the source of unemployment? What is the reason? Is it really just because somebody wasn't working hard enough, or just because you didn't want to let them in?
If you're not going to let me in, then please explain to me why it is that you won't let me make my own route. No, I don't mean pushing dope on the streets. I don't mean selling my body. I don't mean selling my hair or bothering everybody on the street asking for dollars and asking for change. I mean standing up, filling out the forms, standing in line, waiting, watching the clock tick-tock away, just so I can have my name on the side of a wall, on a billboard as high as the sky, and see Nicole Daney shining bright, because I own myself, I employ myself, my mind is employed, I employ my own body. But until then, you refuse to give me the nickels and dimes that I need to scrape by and fill out this paperwork and fill out these slips and fill out my new ID card just so you can call me employed.
I burned for this country. I picked up a gun and I marched for this country. I went to another country for this country, and I came home and they told me to be a vagabond on the street. They told me that we don't need you anymore. Thanks for your service. Now we're not going to give you any service. Vagabond. I'm unemployed, and I did for this country what other people might do for their lives. Veterans are unemployed.
Get down, child, get down. Don't you know they're bombing outside? Don't you ask me why, 1924, Black Wall Street, they're bombing outside. And it's all because we were employed. Black industry, taking trips from Paris to Rome, and now they're bombing my home. Why? Because I'm black and employed? And I can play piano and read, and I'm no savant, but they're bombing Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're looting, they're burning. Way before there were bombs over Baghdad, there were bombs over Tulsa. We're broken, we're empty. Reparations for slavery, you can give me mine. For the Black Star Line. Unemployed.
Fast forward. A few years later, a man called Muhammad Ali comes into the picture. They try to put him off in war. He says, ain't no Viet Cong ever called me nigga. Fast forward again. Boys in the hood. Mama's telling Ricky, don't you ever go and be in that war. Don't you ever go and enlist. Don't you know that's where they want us to go, to die? But then I look and I see all this unemployment. I see that there's no jobs being offered to me. I see that there's no way being made for me. There's no way being paid for me like that guy over there, because he don't have nappy hair. So where else am I gonna go? It's a war over here. What's the difference between the war over here and the war over there? Unemployment.
Rewind, step back, and what do you see? This man, he's black, and he has an idea. Puts it on paper, hands it into the patent office and says, here, I have this idea. I'm gonna start my own business so I can stop being unemployed and be employed by me. And what happens? Patent office says, this is a great idea. I love this. We'll get right back to you. Runs on off to big business. Here you go, brand new idea. Keep it rolling. This looks like your kind of thing. Thanks, we'll take it from here. Comes back, did you ever fill that out? Oh no, someone else filled it out right before you did. Patents up, products a hit. All of you were buying these goods, these consumer goods, these brand names that everybody knows about. Everybody reaches for those first in the store, never knowing where they really came from because the real maker is unemployed.
I am grown and I have 3 reasons why I cannot be unemployed. I have 1 reason to bring bacon home to my family. I have 3 reasons to not be unemployed. My family sits in the projects because I am unemployed, because they don't feel like I deserve a job. Because there are so many people out there that need jobs, right? So many people that have 3 reasons why they can't be unemployed, then everybody can't be employed. I have 3 reasons. 2 daughters and a wife. 3 reasons. So many ways to end this life. And I don't want to look back and think that I couldn't provide. And I only had 3 reasons why I needed to.
So you don't want me because I strip? So what? I was supposed to get money. You been locked up, been gone, and you mad because I'm out here getting mine, hustling every day. I don't care. I got children to feed. I ain't finna sit around and wait on you. I gets money. Know that. Know that. I don't even need you for real because you can't hold a job. Please. You unemployed, but I gets mine. Know that. Unemployed.
Sorry, I'm in shock a little bit. Okay. Unemployed. It seems so funny why now they won't let me get a job, but I think back to the 1800s, the 1700s, and then they wanted all of us employed. They wanted us to work then. They wanted us to build up everything for them then. They wanted us to make this country then. That's the type of employment they want from me. You know what, speaking on patents, it always was funny to me that they say that Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin. Why would you invent something if you ain't never had to pick no cotton? But I'll lay that to rest. But in this present day, it's just funny to me because you wanted me employed back then, you wanted me so much back then, and then now that we're free, you say, we don't need you anymore. But then when I look back at Marcus Garvey, he wanted to go back to Africa, and then you shut him down too. So if I can't go there and you don't want me here, then where can I ever belong? Well, I'll try to figure that out after I find something to eat. It's hard to get a good meal around here when you're unemployed.
Standing back in this patent office, realizing this is never going to work. Big business is always going to take everything that I need to survive. Sure, they'll provide me with the goods and services that I need, but if I can't have my name on it, then why do I want it? So I'll just go back to school because at least I can possibly get a job if my grades are high enough. If this piece of paper says I'm a good student, if I have A, 4.0, A, everything is going to be great. As long as this piece of paper says, you got this. This is great for you. You hand in your piece of paper to the person who could be hiring you, an internship, a co-op, your next possible job. Oh, this looks fantastic. But that race box, though. What that race do? Other. Oh, well, you look like you're not this, or you're not that, or you're close enough to this, so we'll say yes. You come in, but mess up just a little bit. One person says the wrong word, back on the streets you go. Sit down waiting to build up your skills, these skills that you were supposed to get in college, but guess what? You've been out of college for 10 years now. Those skills are irrelevant. Computer science majors. You graduate 10 years ago, no one even knows what C++ is. Everybody's on Linux. Nobody knows how to use Python. We're all using Java. You don't speak the new language? You don't speak 2 languages? Oh, we're sorry. You don't work here. You're in Texas. You don't speak Spanish? Bye. You're in California. You don't speak Spanish? Bye. You don't have the arm strength to pick up all these boxes, climb up these stairs and down, and not complain that your back hurts by the end of the day? Bye. So sometimes I feel like I'd just rather be unemployed.
We're sorry. I am unemployed, but we all know the government is overjoyed. I look unemployed to every person that I meet on the street. Every person that I meet. And you expect me to behave on this street? Behave, they say, when they'd rather me be a slave, they say.
All right, and now since we have finished our group performance, we would all like to showcase each of our individual skills. So we're going to start off with Myron Reese.
Okay, now before I start my piece, so my talent is, I do write poetry, but my passion is that I also am a songwriter. Neo soul, R&B, hip hop, all that type of stuff. I've been writing songs since I was 13, and this song that I want to present for you guys today is actually a new song that I just wrote like 2 days ago. So forgive me if I mess up the lyrics a little bit, but the song is called Fallen Angel, so I hope that you guys all enjoy it.
I was born in the prison cell. The guards and rest, they knew me well. Yeah. I was born in the prison cell. I swear the demons knew me well. Yeah. It looks like rain is pouring. That's just the angels falling. Prodigal son to God that's gonna cry for your name calling out. But you're falling down, you're falling down. Yeah. I don't know what you've been told about me. I was born a prisoner, demons all around me. Yeah. I was told that freedom brings. I can hear heaven sing my name. Yeah. I know that freedom's real. And I'm hoping that you feel the same. Say, it looks like rain is pouring. That's just the angels falling. Prodigal son to God that's gonna cry for your name calling out. But you're falling down, you're falling down. It looks like rain is pouring. That's just the angels falling. Prodigal son to God that's gonna cry for your name calling. It feels like rain is pouring. That's just the angels falling. Prodigal son to God that's gonna cry for your name calling out. But you're falling down, you're falling down. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Nikki Golat, once again, junior computer science major. That's where the Java, PHP, all that stuff came from randomly. Sorry, feeling some type of way about that. But Unlike my fellow YBAMers, I am not a writer or a poet or any kind of vocal artist at all. I am a visual artist, so it's kind of funny for me to be up here again. But one thing that I do from time to time, I have random thoughts that kind of turn poetic or have some weird poetic turns. And it's kind of awkward, but it's really cool at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is another improv thing, because I was in an improv troupe in high school. So I want you guys to give me a color, and I'll tell you a story.
Red, green, yellow,
Okay.
Correct.
pink.
I don't know what to do.
Purple.
Purple?
Purple. There you
Purple, okay. Purple. Supposedly, it's the color of royalty. Kings and queens in purple robes standing before me. I kneel down to my knees, bowing to their feet. They tell me I'm a black queen. Why? Because my head is adorned with this curly crown of brown and black. You call me a queen, but you don't see the scars hidden underneath my purple robes. They drape down and cover my skin. They cover the scars on my arms, the scars on my legs from the beatings that have taken place, not necessarily by the hands of men or by the hands of women, but by the hands of me. I have hurt myself on so many levels, hold myself accountable for things that I had no control over. There's so many things happening in my life that I can't understand. I can't stop it. And all these people say that this golden brown and black crown upon my head is the color of royalty, calling me a black queen, saying that I am meant to be greater, meant to stand for so much more. Yes, I stand for so much more, and I smile, and I wave like a queen. Yes, you can bow to my feet and call me beautiful and call me brave, but until you see my scars, never call me your queen. Never refer to me as a goddess or anything royal. Until you see my scars and know where I've been from, know where I come from, and know who I am behind my scars, behind these purple robes, and the gaze of my brown eyes, my eyes looking into yours and seeing the purple haze floating around my head, the aura hanging over my head, opening my third eye to the world. But if my third eye was open, I would have known these things were coming. I would have been able to stop myself. I would have been able to save myself and save my beautiful brown skin from these scars. If only I didn't have these scars, maybe I could just look up into the sky and understand that I can be a queen. I am this black queen, this black goddess that you see standing before you. But it's all covered in scars and guarded by these purple robes.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right. My name's Kiana Leverett. I'm also from Tuskegee, and I'm a poet. And today I'm going to do a poetic monologue for you, and it is entitled Baby Doll. So I hope you enjoy it. Baby doll choked me with his affection in the field of yellow poppies, and I played coy like fireflies at dusk. But see, my smile was sloppy, and I wanted to get lost in those days and those hours that I spent. See, baby doll was love, but I did not know what that meant. I wanted to trace the outline of his jaw and sip moonshine in his arms, but white lies and white hoods and Jim Crow would rather do nothing but harm his ivory speckled skin, and my coarse black hat's hands intertwined caught angry faces and blank stares. Baby doll was his, I'm his, and he's mine, and our feelings are immeasurably consuming and colorblind, and it tugs at my heartstrings to see him cry. We said it'd all be smooth, but we both knew that was a lie. You know, I remember when we used to slow dance underneath the stars, and memories seemed so close and trouble so far, and we used to imagine swinging coattails and blush fans made of feather, and I laughed because that night we got caught in the rainy weather, and we said that we'd run to a place where color doesn't matter. They burned a cross in my front yard. And my glass windows, they shattered. I swear I ain't never been so scared. I saw nooses in them oaks on Baudelaire, and Baby Doll had no idea of how much that I cared when he just looked confused and he was standing there, no options, just opinions, and my time had ran out, and my head was filled with nothing but my love and my doubt. So we did what society made us do. I wed a Mr. Bo Carson, and he wed Sally Mae Lou, and you know, I cried the day I donned that white dress. It was a love so fake that God couldn't even bless. And you know, I could say I hate them crackers and I hope God spits on your soul. But I can't expect them to understand the things that they don't know. Love between melanin and cream, you know, I still see his crooked smile in my dreams. And for you, I would do it all again, but then I remember that being a Negro is still a sin. And I still see his face in the fields of yellow poppies, and whenever I think about it, my stomach twists up and my smile goes sloppy. Yeah, Baby Doll, I was his and he was mine. Yes, Baby Doll, I was his and he was mine. Yes, Baby Doll, I was his and he was mine. And we were made for each other in the wrong period of time.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna close you out with a poem, and that was taken from. That poem was taken from a series that we do every year in Tuskegee called Remember the Time. So we invite you guys to come to Tuskegee. Late March, we do a show. It's a Black History Showcase, and we focus on the people that don't get focused on usually in Black History Month. So instead of Rosa Parks, we do Claudette Colvin. So this is a poem. I've never performed it before. I'm not gonna make excuses for it, but this is my take on like nature and the current state of things. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like Man-Child in the Promised Land, but this is called Flower Child in the Poison Land. Think you hearing thunder, but the sky's so bright and no storm sits in your bones. It's probably bombs dropping not far from your home. Rapid gunfire in a little town tucked out the way. Practicing for when they must rain destruction on a town that had the nerve to get in the way. I thought I saw a rainbow yesterday, but it was just a chemtrail. If only it were just the food that was green and not the diseases their medicine brings. Greed, the impetus behind many a malevolent thing. In the new world order, exactly where do we fall? Whitey's on the moon, well now he's got broadband too. So what's it to me and you? Us? We the sewer kids, left looking for baby or a brighter day, praying when the rain clears, some sanity will still be here. Just something to cling to, you know? I don't understand why they want to hurt us like this. Poison the air, the food, the land, and the sea. Disrupt peace only to maim beauty. Babies born to death. Fire so hot it chills you. You mean to tell me this is what thrills you? Everything is being warped from the bees to the trees, yet from the bugs to our brains. It's witness to an ever so odd change. Our axes are tilted and all the flowers have wilted. Almost can't recall those good stories our grandmothers quilted on beds of prayer and sanctimonious uplift. Just where do we go from here? I thought I saw a rainbow yesterday, but it was just a chemtrail. Marking the path toward oblivion, cellular soldiers march us to our deaths while we still ponder our debts. and the depths of hip-hop and love in a city named for a myth, whose soul was purchased for gold and misdirection. Oh, say, can you see just what they're doing to me?